The New London course gets awarded a major. It's not done yet or in, but hey, it's cool. Matchplay event kicked off with some positive feedback. GoThrow's master event has many asking why Eagles Crossing is not a tour stop, and even more this week in disc golf. Welcome back, Disgenerates. You know by now, I'm Swiss Cheese, the one with all the holes in his game, and I'm just one half of the disc golf world. You guys know the Disc Golf YouTube channel. The one that won't waste your time discussing the ball version, whose only Masters talk will involve the red jacket one. Anyways, you guys are watching This Week in Disc Golf, where I go and cover all things disc golf from the past week, which opened with the Professional Disc Golf Association announcing their 2026 Champions Cup selection. A major who has been forced to find a new home year after year since a beetle infestation decimated W.R. Jackson, only for the course to be hit even harder by a hurricane later. And what is trying to be heralded by some as a return to the Worlds with their selection of the New London course. Yeah, I'm running with that name, so just buckle in already. The same course that is yet to be installed, or a tournament to be played on its track for that matter, who just took up 40 minutes of last grip lock coverage to the changes that aren't even finalized yet. And it was this course that was awarded a major event. Funny enough, I should say again, as this is a repeat from Lynchburg and the New London, the latest course's predecessor, being awarded a world championship a couple years ago, in what is now a pattern for the PDGA and this location. Now, many who support the latest decision will point to the success of that world championship in justifying the latest major award, while also adding that it's a Macbeth design and, of course, the established team attached to the event, which should be no surprise by now it's none other than PDGA President Nate Heinold, who has been afforded more trust than other established and played on courses that the PDGA chose not to go with. But it's Nate who just gets awarded majors, whether they be Worlds or Champions Cup for that matter. Two alone just next year with the World Championship and this major also. And yes, he does a solid job and is one of the best in the business at this time. I'm not taking that away from him. And I'm certainly not challenging the fact that this course will be ready, supported, whose event for the most part I can confidently say will go relatively smoothly also, and well attended for that matter. But in reality, Nate is only assisting the force feeding of this area who has the community and local government support, and the DGPT for that matter also, as they must have signed off on this move too. Lynchburg and these tracks has now been awarded two majors, one being a world championship and the DGPT championship for a possible 2 years in its short existence, quickly becoming just another East Coast mainstay, not the news many disc golfers who have been clamoring for more West Coast representation want to hear. And don't get me wrong, a community and local government getting behind our sport is certainly justified reasoning for the PDGA not only to award the area, but it is important to foster that relationship to grow something even larger. But for me, it's not enough for the PDGA to bypass its own norms and standards in the selection process to do so, twice for that matter. And more importantly, especially when your own president is attached to them. Yet this bludgeoning of award majors seems to have worked, as the critics of these moves seem to be less and less vocal, and even silenced with a vast narrative from the quote sports media support, as some of them benefit from these decisions also, resulting in the PDGA becoming further untethered to its members, as they become less and less concerned for election turnout or change for that matter. Yes, there are hot button issues that could move the needle in this next election cycle, but if we're being honest, unless a dramatic shift occurs, the same leadership and those adjacent to them are going nowhere, and this body continues to behave as such. And the most humorous part about all of this, they only needed to wait a year longer. That, and there were a number of stops to choose from, even those out east, who, yes, each stop having their own concerns attached also, but one of those not being the fact the course is actually fucking installed. The newly structured Matchplay event may have began 2 weeks later than intended, and with less fanfare, but for those who consumed it, enjoyed it. The event's first stop had great matchups, highlighted by Gannon vs. AB, a Rick and Paul battle, and an Ella and Hanley face-off. But the event, by those who consumed it, was felt to have a faster pace, allowed longer coverage of more cards, and had back and forth action that allowed for the commentary to build on the moment instead of trying to manufacture it. That and the structure allowed the gamemanship that is unseen on tour, and had it not been for the DGPT's recent trial of new field broadcasters, may have been lost altogether. Because Dixon Jowers did an exceptional job describing just that for the coverage. Now, could it have been improved with the shift in coverage style, focusing on the players' banter picked up by microphones? Sure, but this coverage style was still a step in the right direction, even more so in the future with the development and expansion of this event, or a team one for that matter. And yes, you heard me correctly, I said team, as that chatter seems to be growing louder and louder at this point, as it wouldn't surprise me to have one just next year, as the building blocks being established now seem to be taking shape to allow it to. That, and I believe the DGPT has something here, with the changeup of field reporters and allowing the additional time in the coverage for their insight. We've seen it at back-to-back events now, while being well received most of the time it's been done, even going back to Jerem and Melton, one that the DGN should not ignore. As for the play, Paul and Ricky's match held up, thank goodness, even if Paul didn't run that final throw, as Ricky broke the tie between the two on 17 with a C2 putt to win 5-4. And though Gannon's and AB match looked to be the same, tied early with AB hitting a putt from distance to make it happen on 5. Gannon ran away with it from there though, winning 6-1. Matteo, always the showman, looks sharp, leg kicking his way to a 7-3 win over Ezra. That's the Adderhold one. While Dickerson handled Humphreys 5-2. In the FPO, Ella and Holland had a back and forth with each having a 2-stroke lead wiped away, but it would be all Ella late, taking 6 out of the 7 holes in a stretch to win 8-4. Kat Murch's errors late would cost her, as Owen took that matchup 5-2. Allie Smith cruised to a victory on her home course, defeating Deanne Carey 6-3, and Ellie Ezra and Katrina Allen had a back and forth battle, with the veteran coming out on top. It should be interesting to see how this event grows in popularity and viewership for that matter, as this first event seemed to have garnered some traction. This weekend was also the Go Throw Masters event. The largest talk to come out from the Go Throw event this weekend, besides the basket and the red jackets, is the DGPT possibly fumbling an opportunity like it's a national championship trophy, as the community has wondered what exactly is the holdup from Eagles Crossing getting a tour stop already, or whatever DGPT run event it could hold. Just a wasted opportunity, as this course has more than proved the possibility of staging a future event. The private property is a challenging scenic track with low scores that seems textbook and a desired stop for the DGPT. Now, we've heard many talks and rumors of the property not having the best infrastructure, poor internet service, location, and even quite the eccentric owner. Yet that hasn't stopped a number of stops with similar issues from being on tour for years now. Jeff and the DGPT, just make it work already and promote the hell out of it. Because this property is too good not to. And most importantly, the entire community recognizes it. We have to find it difficult to understand in a world where we can award majors before the course is even built. And we are only less than a year away from the debacle of asking fans to not bring cell phones to the biggest event of the year. But simply put, Eagles Crossing seems to be off the table. Even if the owner is living off of freeze-dried doomsday prepper rations and may have slightly overdone it with the statues, just get it done already. Also this week, Innova dropped its economic impact reporting, revealing USDGC and the College Disc Golf National Championship brought in an estimated $4.5 million in economic activity for York County over the 2 events. Over $3 million just from USDGC alone. Not that surprising for the ones who have attended a USDGC, as the event, in all honesty, continues to be the best in the US, at the very least, earning that even with the awkward non-major throw pink attached. But if we're being honest, the true blame for that needs to be put on the PDGA for white-knuckling that ownership of that major. Now add some of the whispers we have already heard and maybe have seen. The tweaks to the course and the event layout could even improve the experience from years past. Something that I, for one, am getting excited for. Which reminds me, let's just get over to the quick hitters already. Luke Humphreys celebrated his birthday with some hummus among us. Harborough is set to sponsor this year's World Championship. Disc golf and gummies just work. You just need to avoid the sugar-free ones. Ella got the Mike Wazowski treatment. Disc Golfers and Ponds never gets old. And guys, I want to take the time to apologize to Discraft's promotional team, as my off-season cracks on the slow-mo factory walks may have been a little too much, even if they were justified. But you guys just totally redeemed yourself with this latest promotion. There is quite a bit of buzz surrounding AGL as their new release nears. But for the ones who have gotten their hands on them already, there's been a lot of positive early reviews. Disc golfers have enough to worry about besides reproductive harm and cancer, as the MVP retrievers get the California Prop 65 treatment for harmful chemicals. If you have them, you're probably fine, just as long as you don't eat them. I don't think they'll ever stop milking the Gannon Mando at the KC Open. Disc golf is back at Bonnaroo, and nobody's more excited than Paige, and I'm not too sure what Cole is doing here, just know it's a bit too much. Vinny and Melton play a classic, Bradley Williams, Albert Tom, and our boy Trev get some mini golf in. And guys, that wraps up this week in disc golf. I want to take a moment to shout out everyone for contributing over on the Patreon, and all of you who have stayed this long for me to thank you for watching. And like always, if you've enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, and share.